Thanks for staying with us. So it seems the President of the United States of America, Donald Trump, has started influencing quite a bit of our leaders. So recently, the former Minister of Aviation, Femi Fani-Kayode, was at a press conference in Calabar, Cross River State. At the conference, a journalist, Charles, had asked a question about who was bankrolling Fani-Kayode's trip. But the former minister felt offended by the question and allegedly went ahead to insult the journalist. However, we recently just found out that he has apologized to the journalist on a tweet he sent this morning. But before we go into exactly the video, I'd like to, the ladies of your view, to tell us exactly, for those of you that have not watched the clip at all. So please.
The actors, you mean?
The actors.
So we're here to act,
okay,
enact this role.
So
sir, I am aware that you have traveled to about 6 or 7 states, and now you are here in Cross River to, supervise the projects of these governors. Please, sir, who is bankrolling you?
What? What kind of question is that? Are you stupid?
I'm sorry,
What do you mean?
I'm sorry, sir. It was just a question, sir.
Look, do you know who I am? Do you know who you're talking to?
I'm sorry.
Look at me.
Emma,
look at you.
Mikey, you didn't say that one. You didn't say look at you.
We are adding our
yeah. Let's watch the clip. Let's watch it.
No, put that thing down. Let me address. What? Bankrolling who? Do you know who you are talking to? I will not take any questions from this man. What type of insulting question is that? Which bankroll? To do what? Who can give me money for anything? Who do you think you are talking to?
Sorry, sir.
Bankroll what? Go and report yourself to your publisher. Bankroll what? Please don't insult me here.
Okay, gentlemen.
I don't want to take any questions from this man. I could see from your face before you got here how ever talk to me like that. Who do you think you're talking to? Bankroll who? You think that I'm one of those ones you'll be from who? From how? When? Where? How? You have a small mind. Very small mind. Don't judge me by your own standards. I've been in politics since 1990. I'm not one of these politicians you think will just come. I've been locked up how many times by this government? Suffered. I've been persecuted. Unlike most of the politicians.
Thanks for that. So many have described his response as uncouth, disrespectful, and quite insulting. But others have said maybe the question was not appropriate. But the question people are asking is that you're not a government official. You're not in any capacity of a government appointee. And suddenly you're going around the country inspecting what the governors have done. So some would say it was an apt question to say, who is funding this? You are going around. On what capacity are you going around the country inspecting people's projects? So was that a valid question, YK, would you say?
I think that maybe the way the journalist phrased the question, let me tell you, let me put it like this. I don't want to go whether it's a valid question or not, because if you look at me now and say, you are a thief, and I know I'm not a thief, I will say, you too, you are a thief, get out, idiot. I will laugh it off. But if I have something to hide,
hey, reverse psychology.
I will get angry.
Aha. So you're suggesting that maybe there's somebody that's bankrolling.
I'm not suggesting anything.
Like you're suggesting.
I'm just saying that annoyance was like annoyance of, hey,
how did
what?
You know?
How dare you?
Like you struck a chord.
Yes, exactly. You know?
That response was so it just showed that there's a possibility. We don't know, we're still alleging that maybe that young man struck a chord by that question. And that can suggest to anybody who is looking that, maybe there is somebody bankrolling this. But let me come to you, BC.
So I think from his own perspective, that question was an attack on his ego and his person. Because you cannot ask a private individual who is bankrolling you for a trip that he can ordinarily afford. It's like I decide to travel to 6 states or 7 states to do something as a private individual, and you're asking me who is sponsoring me. Are you saying I cannot sponsor myself? That was how he took the question, and probably one of the reasons he reacted that way. So what happens?
So you think his reaction was reasonable?
Yes. The way the question, so what happens is when you communicate, you are encoding a message. Now, you have done your part by communicating. It's left for the person who you have communicated to decode exactly what it is you were trying to say. So sometimes there's a misinterpretation along the way. If he had coined that question better. Okay, you're traveling, you've gone to this place, you've gone to that place. In what capacity, as a private individual or as a government official, how are you traveling? Would have elicited a different response to who is bankrolling you. Are you saying I cannot, no, just understand the mindset. Are you saying my kind of person, I cannot sponsor myself for 5 or 6 trips across Nigeria? How much is the ticket fare?
I hear you, BC, but when you call a press briefing, one of the things about press briefing is that you never know what the journalist is going to ask.
Yeah.
That's why you go there prepared. They can throw you darts. They can throw you anything. You must be prepared. For as a leader who's been an ex-minister, shouldn't you comport yourself, even though you feel offended? There's a sense of leadership. There's a sense of be the bigger man in certain things where it gives you that control over your utterance. Let me take this call from Yakub and I'll come to you, YK. Yakub, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there, Morayo. Good morning.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Sister Ayeni, good morning. Obi, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Morayo, I'm not surprised at all. I'm not surprised at all. You see, Morayo, this is kind of the politician we have in this country. We have the good one and then we have the bad one. Let me tell you, Morayo, this is a person that always attack leadership in this country, telling us that we lack leadership. Okay, Morayo, tell me now. Look at what he said. What is the role of leadership in the statement I uttered as a journalist? Journalists ask you who bankrolling who bankrolling you. The issue is that tell him. The Nigerian wants to know. The journalists are doing the very great job for us in this country. Apart if there's not a journalist in this country, Morayo will be in darkness. You see, but I've already knocked the nail in the right place. If you had something to hide in your cupboard, that is how you will respond to a journalist ask you a question. As if I'm a that journalist, I will reply him because he's a man like me. It is a woman.
Right.
I'm happy that Yakub went there. I'm happy because that is the mistake that journalist made. When he faced him, why? He was... Yes, sir.
Sullen. Yeah.
No, sir. Sorry, sir. What for? If you know and you have confidence in your question, excuse me, sir, do not insult me. I have not insulted you. And that is where I think that our young men should start to stand up to these people. When you stand up to these people, they will stop insulting you. Stop. He talks about brown envelopes. There I have problem with the publishers of newspapers and TV houses. Make your journalists pay them well, one. Make them, look, when the dressing go, you that you want to ask the question.
Packaging.
Packaging.
Someone said he should have picked on someone on his own side. Imagine what Showore that was there. Would he talk to you? Would Showore ask you a question, now go back and say, who are you stupid? So it depends. So he was picking on somebody who obviously could not defend himself. Okay. Because you know the kind of person you can talk that, say that to.
So I disagree with the way he attacked the journalist. It was more like going to a spoon fight with a gun. You know, you came with a gun. We're exchanging spoons and we're hitting spoons, and then you come with a gun. That's way too. The levels are just too different. I agree on that aspect. But I also want to say that as journalists, we have been trained to understand your guest. You naturally do not bring in your guest to embarrass your guest. So in preparing your questions, you need to be more forward-thinking, proactive. You need to apply emotional intelligence. So you should have known that this man has a temper. It's not today we've heard or we've seen the way in preparing for those questions, you balance yourself in such a way that even if he decides to, show you have a cushion to help you, that's on the part of the journalist. But for him as a leader, the truth is, no matter how much we come out and show ourselves as we're leaders, we're still human beings, and we all react different ways when certain things come.
All right. Let me take this call from Debola. He's been holding for a while. Debola, go ahead, please.
Yeah, good morning. Auntie Morayo.
Yes.
Yeah, I really appreciate your comment and your program. I've been watching, I've been first time caller, I'm coming from Canada.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, Auntie, are you listening?
Good morning, I'm listening.
All right. Who is bankrolling you?
Yeah, so that's the hashtag.
Who's bankrolling me? Is Buhari? Buhari is the one bankrolling me.
But you know what?
Let Aisha catch you.
Our former minister has already, accused that guy as well, because he said it's different from some politicians that is giving them brown envelope. And the guy said nothing. he has already responded negatively to that guy. But meanwhile, a leader must show an example.
Yeah.
And I don't think that, that guy has already projected himself as a leader. That is former minister.
Right.
So,
okay, thank you very much for your thoughts on that. Many of us are used to FFK's venomous utterances, even since the time he was a spokesperson. We know him. Go to his Facebook page, he's there, spewing everything everything that is totally, that you can actually disregard as distasteful in many ways. However, I think it behooves on you as a leader, because when you're in the public space, people are listening. Because we talk about hate speech. We talk about, what's the other one? Hate speech. And there's another one that our Minister of Information...
Fake news.
Fake news and all that. So the point is that you as a leader, somebody can see this as hate speech on television. You're calling the person idiot. You actually insulted him. Somebody can say that's hate speech. So, but the point is, as a leader, we lack, many leaders in Nigeria, we lack that public awareness of how to compose yourself and comport yourself when you're speaking. Many of them lose their temper on air. You shouldn't lose your temper.
That is the problem. You see, let's forget FFK for now.
Yes.
Let's talk about Nigeria in general.
Yes.
When you have more money than the next man, you always feel that you are better.
Yes, hallelujah.
And you, that you have less, you always look up just because that person has more money than you.
Yeah.
Just because of maybe he will throw me some crumbs. I don't need your crumbs, man.
Yeah.
And that is what we have to learn, that we have to be proud of who we are, no matter where you come from or what you are, how poor or rich you are. Be proud of who and what you are.
Exactly.
And
Fantastic.
that's where Charles, I think, should not have... Why was he bowing? Why was he bowing and stepping? I would have said, eh?
But the other journalist,
He could have just rephrased the
It would have been
question.
insult to insult.
No, that's not necessary.
Come and ask me that. Come and do that kind of thing.
That's not necessary. I think
I know he will not call him stupid. He will not call him, but
Yes.
he will say, excuse me, sir.
Right.
You cannot talk to me like that. I refuse to be part of this press conference. And I hope that my fellow journalists agree with me and walk out, because I'm staging a walkout now. Well, he will be ashamed.
Okay, let's take a few tweets.
So he once says, no going from state to state. He says no. Going from state to inspect public sector projects is not something a private citizen does. I'm sure you've never done so and can't cite an example of anyone who has. The question was apt. Kennedy Igwe says, according to the cable, the question was, you have not disclosed to us who is bankrolling you. This question is unfairly presumptive, for it comes with a conclusion, even though not proven. The real Fani-Kayode was being bankrolled, hence the question was inappropriate.
Yes. His response obviously just suggests that.
His response, you see, I don't even see anything wrong in him going from state to state. If I had the money and I want to be a critic of government, I will go from state to state.
To supervise, to monitor.
So that when I'm attacking government, I'm attacking from a place of knowledge.
Okay.
Not, Obiajulu said she went to Benin yesterday, and this is what she said. Moriah said she went to Abeokuta. No, I will go and see for myself.
Okay.
So I do not see anything wrong in him going from state. So when he wants to start yabbing government,
he will yab very well.
Yes, yabbing from a place of knowledge. But when you are doing that kind of job, you should be able to take any kind of question.
Yes. And if indeed it's your money that you're using, if they ask you, you say, of course I'm bankrolling myself. Why would you think anybody's bankrolling me? This is my own public service I'm doing.
Okay.
But if what was on is really bankrolling you, you get defensive.
No.
Get annoyed.
I don't think so. I don't think that's what happened. I think, sometimes when we receive, it depends on the mood that you find yourself for a particular day. Sometimes you receive an information and it lands on the wrong side of the brain, and then you give it back. And we know how sometimes, we know how sometimes we see statements come out that are not true, and then people are just quiet. They don't want you to defend yourself. They don't want you to say anything, just to take the higher ground. And sometimes we have the President of America who doesn't take the higher ground.
Okay,
he will give it to you back to back.
We have to wrap up on this. We have to wrap up. But I think Nigerians are still asking the same question. Mr. Femi Fani-Kayode, who is bankrolling you? See you tomorrow. Have a fabulous day.
You can watch Your View on TVC every Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. Nigerian time on DSTV channel 418 GoTV channel 27 and channel 47, Star Times channel 121 and channel 307, Play TV channel 801 and channel 190, UHF 49, Sky channel 515 for UK viewers. Watch live on Facebook at TVC Connect and on our website tvcentertainment.tv/livestream.